All right, it is 9:50, and I added a new rule to this little thing right here. This is supposed to be like a watch list, but I kind of found a way to just type in a random ticker, which I mean, notes isn't a real stock, and it's just a way that I use to write notes here. And the new lesson is with morning spike setups. I need to remember because I do have a lot more experience trading stocks that are on a dip, whether it be like under VWAP or a panic or something like that, something with a trend line. I don't have that much experience with morning spike setups, and I am trying to get better at that. And I made this rule, I think, last week, and it would have helped out with this trade right here with GTII. And the rule is with morning spike setups, my risk level is a close under VWAP, not, a move under VWAP or something like that, but, a close under VWAP. So you can see there's a wick right here, but it never actually closed under this VWAP level. I'm not sure why this is here. I have like another account with Fidelity on IRA, and I try to, I don't know, just put money in a CD or something like that. And it just, this thing is just here. I'm not trying to trade the stock at 8:31 p.m. And I did buy 200 shares at 9:32, which was right here at 190 because it was looking like it was trying to break that round number of 190. And then after having a bit of a sell off, this is like a dip and rip setup where it has like a sell off right in the market open, and then it turns around and gains above VWAP and then continues the morning spike. And I was in it right here because it was looking like it was trying to break the round number of 190 and also be like a breakout past the day high. So right here at 187. So there were a few things that were in favor with this, and if it was perfect, I would have taken maybe a buy and an entry at 185 after it has a dip, the wick right here, then it gets above the VWAP level, and I'm in at 185. But I did try it for the breakout right here above the previous day high and the round number of 190 with a goal of it getting to $2. Continuously, you know, um, heading towards the upside the way it's been doing the past few days. And I wanted it to work right then and there because if it wasn't going to just immediately work because I knew I could have been in at a better price, I wanted to get out. So because we were seeing some topping price action at 190 and it wasn't able to break above it the way I wanted it to, nice and quickly, it just seems like it wasn't really something ideal anymore. I got out at 187 at 933, which was right here, and yeah, it did downtrend some more. It did show some topping price action. It did do the sell off here under the VWAP level. This would have thrown me off, or at least it would have annoyed me greatly. But it never closed under VWAP, and I forgot this rule. And if I had this rule, I would have been really uneasy with it when it was down here under VWAP. But if I were to have stuck to it, it would have went back near the same level, and then it eventually did make a brief uptrend to 198, probably with an ugly wide spread. And I could have sold into that because I would have been done with the setup, even though it did get to the $2 level and above it. I would have been out in this green candle right here, and I could have avoided the loss I took here, which isn't huge. I mean, I think it was like what, $6? Yeah, it was $6. So not a really painful lesson where I just lost a whole bunch of money or something like that. But it is a reminder that the rule I have here actually works. At least for now, it could always change. And yeah, that's the lesson with that. I haven't really been interested in trading GTII because it is kind of annoying the way it does stuff like that with a spread. No interest with this one. It's not really doing anything. The volume isn't there. I am looking at Tesla just because it's trying to break this momentum that it's been having for a really long period of time, and I do find that interesting. But more interesting would be Rivian, which would be like Tesla because it is listed stock in the EV company, but this one isn't like severely overvalued, at least compared to Tesla, because I think one of the biggest companies, automotive companies, is Toyota, right? Which is TM, and their valuation, let's see, is 222 billion, which is still bigger than Tesla. I mean, smaller than Tesla right here. Tesla is still a lot bigger, so I figured this one, is might be more legitimate in terms of market cap. I mean, I could be totally off. I don't know. Um, I know they make EVs with, Amazon, but this is definitely out of, my realm because this is a listed stock and everything. But I want to see something where maybe it can break above this trend line and then come back down, but now no longer be under the trend line anymore. But that's a setup that would take a long period of time to play out from where we are right now. And then if it does play out, it will be a setup I'd probably have to hold on for a while. So there isn't anything else that I'm really interested in. LWLG is trying to spike after the ugly sell-off it had yesterday with really no significant bounces, which is interesting. Yeah, that's it for right now. Good lesson here, new rule. I'll try to stick to it because it does seem to work out, and allow me to either make more money or have less losses. I'll make an update later. Alright, it is 7:06 p.m. and I am here to call it off. Overall, going to be down on the day $6, but I could have avoided that, and that was with GTII. The only trade I had today, which was way in the morning. Again, it was that idea that it was going to be a morning spike, breaking past the high of day, which was at 187 level, and then breaking the round number of 190, and then ideally going towards $2, which it did do here. Not really nice the way it did it. But an ideal entry would have been when it was above VWAP, right when it was breaking above it. And then with that risk level being a close under VWAP, I would have held through this wick, although it wouldn't have been easy, but I would have been able to have maybe sold for a break even or less of a loss or even for a profit because it did make a move, an ugly move towards that $2 point. It did get to $2 and slightly above it later. And then after that, it just sold off. There wasn't anything else I was interested in, and I didn't trade anything else. This one decided to sell off, but not much volume. And as for Rivian and those other ideas I'm having with these EV stocks, it has broken past the downtrending trend line, as you can see here, which is ideal. But now I want to see it maybe uptrend a little or perhaps downtrend and then downtrend but not go under the trend line. And then it shows like it could be a change in momentum and perhaps a turnaround setup could play off. I think there could even be a trend line already broken here with Tesla, but let's take a look and confirm. No, it hasn't broken Tesla yet, but I think Rivian will be a better stock to consider some kind of a setup like that. So yeah, that's pretty much the case. Great lessons learned. Risking VWAP closing could be a thing that works more often than not. And there wasn't anything else that I was really interested in trading. I didn't see any good setups, no decent runners today. That's all I have for today. Just that one lesson with GTII.